Yes, I am very, very, very excited. I am very excited to tell you all about this video. I want you all to check it out. The host of this video tells us that there are 5 options, 5 choices to finance real estate in El Salvador. And I wanted to go step by step. There's 5 ways, so we'll go and check out every option. And then after each option, I will talk to you all about it, give you all my feedback. So let's watch the video.
5 different ways you can look at financing real estate in El Salvador. Okay, so first and foremost is the old school way, through banks. Biggest cartel on the planet, the bankers. And so it is a traditional way. Some people like to do things traditional. Now, if you are a U.S. citizen or Salvadorian or a combination, the banks here are partial to U.S. nationals because there's so many Salvadorians in USA, and so many of them are sending money back to El Salvador. And those relationships are already long and forged, and there's a lot of relationships between El Salvadorian banks and U.S. banks and so forth. So first option is traditional. If you do have ties to the country, maybe your wife is from El Salvador, or you're from El Salvador, or you have a residency here, or what have you, we may be able to get you qualified for financing. Now, if you meet all the criteria and they really like you, you might be able to qualify as low as 10%. Typically, I prepare people to tell them, hey, prepare to have 50% down payment. So if you're looking at a $500,000 house, look to have $250 down. Now, that's not to say if you got the right forms, W-2 form, 2 years of income tax returns, 2 years of salary, proof of salary, valid passport, and references, and ticking off all the boxes at the old banks, the dinosaur banks here that are in play, then we might be able to get you financed through one of those options. Okay, especially if you have ties here, we can go that route. We can actually apply for that on your behalf, or have one of our legal counsel apply for that on your behalf. You don't actually have to be here in the country. You can put us on retainer, our lawyers on retainer, and we can execute all this from wherever you are. Australia, Europe, Canada, wherever you're at in this world, we can do most of this stuff remotely. We can fix pretty much anything with money. Okay, so if you got money, you're looking to invest in El Salvador, send us a message. We can probably, find a solution for you. Okay, that's the first way.
And I guess what he was trying to say was basically, if you are a United States citizen, a citizen of the United States, you would have to have a residency visa, an El Salvador residency visa, in order to get a loan from one of their banks in El Salvador. And I like this idea. I do. About getting a loan, if that was possible. I don't have a residency visa right now, but I will soon be working on it. And if I don't get a residency visa soon enough, then we will look at the other ways of receiving to be able to buy real estate in El Salvador. And also, he was trying to say also, to get a loan from one of the banks in El Salvador, you would have to pay, for example, if your house is $100,000, you would just pay a down payment of $50,000, and then they would charge you maybe 10% finance charge on that. So let's watch the second way. Let's look at the video.
Number 2 is owner direct financing. So if you're going to look to purchase a property, whether it's a $50,000 lot, something cheap, or a $3 million boutique hotel, something medium level, owners can provide financing. Now, typically they're going to want 50% down. So if you're buying, the property, be prepared to put 50% down. We can drop a contract with one of our lawyers and do the remainder of the financing direct with the owner of the property. Now, typically those are shorter term loans. They want the rest of their money in 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years. Okay, you're not going to get a long term. The rates are going to vary. Okay, the rates are going to vary with owner direct financing. Some of them are super motivated and will, sometimes do it at 0%. They're like, hey, we really want to move this beach lot. You're going to give us full price, 100 grand, 50 grand down, and $2,000 a month for the next 25 months, and we'll do it 0% interest. Some are a little bit more, 3-4%, right? They're reasonable. Some are higher, 7%, 8%. Now, what I forgot to mention on the previous option number 1, the banks down here typically, if you make all their criteria, if you got great credit, you're probably in the 9, 10, 11% range, okay? On option number 1, traditional banks. Option number 2, we're talking about right now, direct financing through the owner. You put like 50% down, and they're not going to worry about checking your credit. It's going to be in the contract. If you don't make the payments, they have the right to take the property back. You lose your capital, okay? So that's option number 2.
So basically, what he was trying to say, the second way to finance real estate in El Salvador would be through the owner direct financing. And the owner can provide finance for you. And what you would do is basically for example, if you purchased a piece of land in El Salvador and it was like $50,000, you would pay half on that. Just like the first way, the traditional way that I just told you not too long ago. You will pay half on that, on the piece of land, and then the owner will provide financing of maybe did he say 9 or 10%? That would be the rate on financing the whatever you choose to buy, whatever real estate you choose to buy, and he would basically finance this not as long as the traditional way. The other way I was just telling you about would probably be like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, something like that. But in order for the owner to finance, getting the real estate, the piece of land financed through the owner, he would probably give you about between 2 and 5 years. And he will not check your credit report, credit score, or anything like that. So that might be a possibility. I kind of like that idea because I'm still working on my credit report, my credit score. It had went down a little bit and I feel really bad about it. But, and by the way, I do not want to finance for a long time. I wouldn't mind getting a piece of land, or even a piece of land with the house halfway built, paying half on that, financing the rest, and having it paid within 2 years or 3 or 4, something like that. But the sooner, the better, because nobody likes to finance because you have to pay the owner money. You're losing extra money. Okay, so let's look at the third way. Let's look at what he has to say about the third way.
Option number 3 is the large developers here are building communities typically outside of, major cities. San Salvador, Santa Ana, San Miguel, Usulatan, and they're building small communities for the growing middle class. So El Salvador has a growing middle class, not like a lot of the world where the middle class is getting squeezed and shrunk. It's either rich or poor. This country, the middle class is booming, and because there's more money flowing in the country and more opportunity and more freedom, then people are moving out of dirt floor, tin roof shacks into real houses. So most of the major developers here are building for the growing middle class. Okay, now those are going to start at $30,000 and typically go up to $120,000. Now, why we like those deals is foreigners can come in and basically, for zero down or 1% down on a, let's say, mid-level $50,000 2-bedroom, 2-bath little townhouse, you can put $1,000 down, and as long as you make your monthly payment, you're golden. Right? And you can Airbnb it, you can, depending on the development, you can do a long-term lease, you can live in it. Now, you're not going to typically find those right in front of the beach or in high-level tourist destinations, but it's a great way to dip your toes into Salvadorian real estate and build some equity here, okay? And, no term, well, there is terms. Typically, they're 10, 15, 20 years. The rates are a little bit higher at like 16% because the developers are taking all the risk, right? They're basically giving you 100% financing. So if you don't pay, they're going to take the place back from you. But it's pretty simple, right? You don't need a ton of checking credit and a lot of bureaucracy. You put your $1,000 down, you pay your whatever, $500 to $1,000 a month, depending on which unit you get, and you're off to the races and you're in the game, okay? If you are looking to do a development, we have the best research team in the country. We do research for, developers, for the government, high-level stuff. Okay, we can get you access to that. If you're looking to do a major development, whether it's commercial, industrial, residential, reach out to us. If you're serious about investing in El Salvador, you want to bring some real capital, we can give you the guidance necessary to make an educated decision and a serious ROI on your investment.
So what he was trying to say for the option 3 way, let's see, it is zero down. This is pretty much that, like, what's going on in El Salvador is that in these communities that he was saying, like San Miguel and in areas like that they are trying to now this was a year ago, okay? So this video, but they are trying to create or have created a community of townhouses. I'm not sure if they're regular homes, but as far as what I heard from him say, they are townhouses. And he was saying basically if you want to purchase a townhouse, you can do so with 1% down. Depending on, like $1,000 down, that's not very much. You can get a townhouse that's like $30,000 through $100,000, or $30,000 or $50,000. You can get a townhouse the cost is $50,000 with 2 bedrooms, 2-bedroom townhouse, and it would be like 1%. Like I just told you, the finance charge would be pretty expensive, 16% to finance. He was saying that basically you would put down 50%. Like if the townhouse is $50,000, you would put down $25,000, and then they can finance the $25,000. That they could finance that for 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years, okay? And then I just don't want to forget anything. So you could also, by the way, if you were to purchase a townhouse down there in El Salvador, that you can actually have your own business. You can rent out the townhouse or even have an R&B. So there are a lot of options out there, a lot of possibilities. Okay, so let's look at the option 4.
Number 4, no financing. We don't like financing, honestly. I prefer not to do it. Yeah, it's great to play with other people's money, but if you got cash, let's say you got 50 grand cash or 75 grand cash, we're going to recommend you invest 1, 2, 3 grand in our service, put us on retainer, and have us find an amazing, maybe beachfront, or not beachfront. Not going to typically find beachfront for 50 grand, but ocean view. We can still find you a nice little ocean view lot for 50, 60, 70 grand. And then basically we go ahead and we get everything set up. You dip your toes in, we find you an awesome deal. Typically we're going to find that $70,000 property at 55. You're going to have equity right off the bat. Okay, and from there you can work for the next 6 months, 1 year, and build up some additional capital, and then we can start building on that property. So perhaps you need help finding the right architect or planning or design. We can help you with that too. We've got the best connections in the country. We can set that up. But I like that approach. Some people call it land banking, where you're just gonna invest 50 grand in an emerging area. We can help you find that area. Put 50, 60, 70, 100 grand in there, park it, and then a year from now, build something on it. Save some money, pull some equity out, wait for the crypto market to pump, take some profits, build yourself a nice little house. Okay? Now, typically banks do not put construction loans here. If you have bare land property, they're not going to finance, let's say even you got a $100,000 piece of land, they're not going to say, hey, you can take a line of credit out for 50 grand and build yourself a basic house. There was some of that going on, but most banks have stopped lending capital on any bare land. Now, if you do have a nice piece of land and a nice house built, there is a possibility to grab some equity out of there. We can show you how to do it. But if you're just on bare land, you're not going to get financed on that.
So what he was saying, guys, was that the option number 4, that is called no financing. No one likes to finance. I know I don't like to finance. And, I don't like financing. They take all your money from you. They're making a lot of money, whoever's going to finance your home or your piece of land. This is my favorite, option number 4, because I can pay off a piece of land, then I can save up some money in 1 year, and then build a little house. And this sounds great idea for me. And let me know if this works for you. What options do you all like? Let me know in the comments. And basically this video, the host here, he has all the connections, so maybe you all can get in contact with them if you're interested in building in El Salvador. Okay, so let's look at option number 5. Save the best for last. Let's take a look.
Number 5, and the most lucrative and the most innovative, and we're learning about this on the daily. There's some really cool projects booming, which is tokenization. Okay, so you can actually purchase a piece of land, break it up into 1,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces, and sell it to people all over the world. And it's fully regulated under the Salvadorian government. We can show you how to do it. It's probably the biggest opportunity that you don't know about, you haven't tried, most people are scared, but it's amazing. And if you're developing a property, we can save you a ton of money on taxes because the government is incentivizing tech and innovation and digital asset projects. And so it's going to be super cool. All right. Also, if you want to use Bitcoin to purchase property, we can execute that. We do have a partner that will lend you the money. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you want 500 grand, you're going to put down $1 million in Bitcoin. Typically the rate is 12 to 16% a year. Okay, depending on what you think Bitcoin's going to do, might be a good play.
Oh, he was talking about the option number 5. Basically, he was saying there's projects that are booming in El Salvador. He was saying that you could basically purchase a piece of land, and then you could kind of like break it in pieces, like in 1,000 pieces, and sell those pieces. And that's a great opportunity. A great opportunity. And I don't know. That might work for you. I don't think I'm ready to do something like that right now. You might become rich off of that down in El Salvador. I'm not sure how that works, but you can basically get in touch with this host of this video and leave him an email and see if he'll get back with you. I am interested as well in giving him a shout, trying to leave a message for him and ask him some questions. So let me know in your thoughts. What is your favorite option? Number 1, number 2, or number 3, or number 4, or number 5? What is your favorite option choice that you would want to choose so that you can get real estate in El Salvador? Let me know. Yes, everyone. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you, subscribers, for my new subscribers. Thank you for my regular viewers. And if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, because I need to try to get 1,000 subscribers so that I can get monetized. And please share my video and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment and tell me what you think about or what your opinions are about the choices that was listed. Tell me what your choice was, or what do you think works best for you. And thanks to God again. You all are the best. I could not do this without you all. And do not forget to hit that bell button as well, so that you all could always be notified when I come out with new videos. And well, I guess that's all the information that I have for you for now. So take care, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.